Lucy's hospital room. Reality. Day. A nurse adjusts Lucy's antibiotic drip. She smiles pleasantly. You have a visitor today. Lucy is groggy, sits up. I do? That little old lady's back? The nurse is puzzled. Nothing little, old, or ladylike about this one, darling. Lucy thinks, gets nothing. Oh? Shall I show him in? He's been very patient. He has a bunch of flowers. We told him he can't bring them in, though. Hospital rules. It's the thought that counts, right? No one buys me flowers. Maybe they do and you just forgot. Maybe. Can I show him in? Why not? Roll up to the freak show, the girl with no memory. What am I supposed to talk to him about? I guess that depends on what he talks to you about. Lucy rests back on the pillows and the nurse slowly raises the angle of the bed. Tell him if he brings me a strong cup of coffee, he can talk to me about anything he wants. Sorry, honey, the machine's broken. Story of my life. How do you know? I was rescued from the trunk of a car at the bottom of a lake. Not a charmed life, is it? You were rescued, so maybe it is. Lucy looks thoughtful. Send him in. In walks Dino, a young, good-looking, athletic Italian. As he sees her, he appears somewhat hesitant. He is holding 2 coffees and pauses at the door until Lucy smiles politely. She watches him struggle with the logistics of trying to pull up a chair whilst holding the coffees. With a kick and a nudge, he finally manages it and sits, smiles awkwardly. They just look at each other a moment. Dino. Hi. One of those for me? Oh, yeah. He hands it to her. I thought the machine was broken. It was. It is. There's a Starbucks across the street. That's very kind of you. It's nothing. Lucky enough to have never been in hospital. I can only imagine what the catering's like. It's enough to keep you barely alive. Well, you're looking good. I mean, for someone in your condition is what I mean. Not that you wouldn't look good if you were just walking down the street. Thanks. Call me Dino. You always do. I guess you don't remember me. The doctor says that I've lost my marbles? Yeah, right. That's gotta be hard. On the plus side, if I owe someone lots of money, I've completely forgotten about it. Although I guess that only works if they've forgotten about it too. She shakes a cobweb from inside her head. I don't owe you money, do I? Dino grins. No. I understand it's all free. What is? The medical bills. Unless I woke up in the land of Oz this morning, medical bills aren't free. At least not in the good old US of A. They are for you, Lucy. My uncle's picking up the tab. Your uncle? Tony Moretti. You work for him. I do? Yeah, for a year now. I hope he pays me well because I'm going to pay him back. There's no need, Lucy. He's happy to do it. You got us all very worried. Lucy takes a long swig of her coffee. Do I work in a casino? Not just any casino. The House of the Rising Sun. Lucy takes another sip of her coffee, stares into it. He must be a nice guy, your uncle. He is. The best. That's why they call him Big Tony. Lucy doesn't break the gaze from her coffee. Big Tony? You remember? Sorry, Dino, my thoughts are jumbled up, like lottery balls in the machine. Let's hope you win the jackpot then. There is a long, awkward silence, then a tiny slurping noise as Lucy sips the hot coffee. Dino hands her a business card. I almost forgot. Right here is a card for a head doctor. I mean, a shrink. You know, for your memories. Uncle Tony wants to help in any way he can. Lucy hesitates, makes to object. It's on the house. This guy's a good guy. I mean, a good doctor. He's helped me. I used to have a phobia of stairs. Go figure. I guess I must have fallen down some when I was little. Dino, what is it that I do for your uncle? He pauses, tries to break down the question. Oh, no, nothing like that. You're a croupier. A croupier? Yeah, penguin suit, nice hands. Blackjack, craps, the roulette, you name it, you are the best. Are the best. Then I don't understand why your uncle's... Dino raises his hands reassuringly. My uncle always says the table is the gateway to the casino's good fortune. The croupier is the gatekeeper. You are the very best gatekeeper, Lucy. You mean a lot to him, and don't feel guilty. He can afford it. Now just get better. Come back to us. When you feel up to it, I'm going to take you to see that doctor. He gets results. It's an expensive card. The sooner you start seeing him, the better chance you have of remembering everything. Lucy absently strokes the card's raised wax lettering. She smiles at the name Dr. Franklin Phoebus. Lucy muses, Yeah, expensive. What is it I've forgotten, Dino? Am I the only one who knows the combination to your uncle's safe? Just let my uncle do this nice thing for you. It's in everyone's best interest to have you back at the casino as soon as possible. I'll leave you to rest now. Dino, did Jack Brewster work for your uncle? Brewster. He might as well have. He's into the casino for 50 grand. If I were him, I might not want to wake up. But you gotta stop thinking about Jack Brewster. He's the one who put you in that hospital bed. Dino's insistence scares Lucy a little. Do you know what happened to me, Dino? He looks hard at her. Very bad misfortune, Lucy. You put your trust in the wrong people. We are your family. We're going to make this all better for you. Forgetting about Jack Brewster is a small price to pay for what we're doing. If it had been anyone else, Lucy, my uncle, just follow the doctor's orders and you'll be okay. It'll all be okay again. Police headquarters. Reality. Day. Akron stands before a whiteboard as big as the wall, covered with the results of his brainstorming. He rubs his section out and writes Lucy. He then follows a trail of arrows he has drawn, and writes her name again. He does this a few more times, stands before his work. Then, in frustration, throws the whiteboard rubber into a far corner, just as Harper enters. You expect me to pick that up? Akron spins. Oh, hey. You look like a balloon my grandma inflated. Who is Lucy Beaumont? Why is she so important? I think Jack loves her. Maybe. I think it's more than that. It's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. He one of Kirilov's men? No, the game, you know? He's a movie star, been in so many movies he's basically worked with everyone. Or if he hasn't worked with them directly, you can connect him within 6 connections. Akron thumbs the board. Lucy is our Kevin Bacon. She connects everybody. Why? It's the rising sun that connects them. You could do that with anybody who works there. No. That's what I thought, but it's more than that. Harper eyes the board uneasily. Am I going to have to look at that? It looks like the diary of a madman. No. I mean, yes, but maybe you don't have to. Maybe you can just trust me on this. Ask yourself one question. Okay. Why now? Why does Kirilov, knowing the wolves are at his door, the Fed's just waiting for him to step on American soil, risk everything by showing up now? What does he want so badly he has to come in person? We know he likes the personal touch. Yeah, we know he likes to pull the trigger himself from time to time, but that was when things were less risky. He knows the Feds are onto him now. He also knows we have Suleimanov, the kind of man who would sell his own daughter if it saved his neck. Maybe he knows it was Jack who brought Suleimanov in, wants to twist the knife in Brewster himself. You're missing it. He could have done that 6 months ago when it was safer. What's changed? What's changed now? I think I'd rather read the board than take a test. Have you had quite enough coffee? Lucy's not going back to the Rising Sun. Lucy gets kidnapped and Kirilov jumps on a plane. Lucy is important to him. And if she's important to Kirilov, then she's important to this investigation, and in a lot of danger. He killed Carlotta, his own mistress, for fucking little Tony. That was the last time he pulled a stunt like this. You think he's coming to whack Lucy? Why? She's just a croupier. I don't think Jack was trying to drown Lucy at a bad lake in a murder-suicide because she broke his heart. By all accounts, they were fighting pretty badly over something, yeah, but I think he knew Kirilov was coming. Jack knows what Kirilov wants with Lucy. We have to do all we can to get him out of that coma. We have to let Lucy visit him again, as many times as it takes, and we need to triple her bodyguard. So, let's say you're onto something. But did Jack kidnap Lucy because he found out Kirilov was coming for her? Or is Kirilov coming because Jack kidnapped her? We can't know that, but you can't deny the link. Harper nods. She knows something. Well, now you've tied yourself up in knots. What do you mean? You said it yourself. If Lucy was a threat to him, any one of his men could whack her. A simple phone call is all it would take. But, as you say, he jumped on a plane into the lion's den. Maybe what we know about Kirilov is confusing us. We've assumed he's come for revenge, or out of fear. What if it's not that? She might be another mistress? Oh, come on. I was beginning to be impressed by you. He whacked Carlotta within 2 weeks of her being unfaithful. Lucy and Jack were screwing for months, and everybody knew that. Akron stares at the board. Then... You're tired. The second you have one of your blessed coffees, you'll join up your own dots. Lucy must know something, yeah. But it's something Kirilov doesn't. Something he wants to know very badly, perhaps. Maybe his very future depends on it. Akron impersonates Harper. She's a croupier. Okay, I'm willing to concede maybe there's more to her than meets the eye. Get the team on Lucy. I want to know everything it's possible to know about her. Everything she's clearly forgotten. We need to talk to Suleimanov again. Yeah, we do. He presses a finger to a notation of Lucy's name next to Suleimanov's on the board. You remember when Suleimanov was arrested? They found a photo of Lucy in his apartment, a bunch of numbers written on the back of it. He's never explained what they are. The feds didn't push it, as far as I know. Maybe assumed he just had a crush and ran out of notepaper for his lottery numbers. Lucy hasn't been on anyone's radar until now. Maybe those numbers are important.